one of the things that I think we could improve to help one of the biggest restraints on the human being. Jordan Peterson describes beautifully I was going to stop and I might as well just keep rolling, but what am I trying to say? The story of Snow White. So if you want to go and look at his Snow White story, it'll save me telling it to you. So anyway, before I heard this story, when I was living in Frankston, and it was the first time that I had my kids come and stay with me, and it was just me. So it was like I was parenting kind of for the first time as a single dad, as opposed to kind of just existing in a house, not probably being much of a parent. Well, certainly in no other way than the traditional providing type role, which a lot of people think that is an appropriate or adequate means of parenting. It's like, okay, if I just provide the money, well then I'm doing my job, and unfortunately you've got to do more than that. So I'm going to talk to you about something that I did, and I was actually just pleased to later on, read a world-renowned clinical psychologist, share my thought. And one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to do my best to help my children understand fear. And if you're a Johnny Woo fan, false evidence appearing real, which is a great way to describe fear, because really it's often just in our minds. So what I did was I introduced my children to scary movies, and why I did this when they were a young age, and again, it's unfortunate that because kind of new ways of thinking are quite often mistaken as stupid or dumb or dumber than your own ass. It's unfortunate that it hadn't had the support that I hoped it would. But why I did this was because when children watch a scary movie, they obviously get scared. I mean, even us adults do as well. And because you do this in a controlled environment, during the day, with the sun outside, so it's not dark and scary, and you're able to sit with your child as they get scared and hold their hand, and remind them that, hey, this is a movie, and while the movie's playing, you can Google the actor and show them the photo of the actor, and this is the actor playing this role, and this is where they live, and this is who they're married to, and this is the costume. You can find out all of these things, and you're able to help your child rationalize fear at a young age. This is breakthrough. This is a breakthrough, because most people suffer anxiety. And what's anxiety? Well, it's fear of the future. It's fear of stuff, and it's crippling societies. It's crippling families. It's crippling lives. It's causing people to take their own life because of all of this fear that isn't real. It's not rationalized. You have to be able to rationalize fear. And this is an essential part to a successful life. If you aren't able to rationalize fear, you're crippled by it. So it may be a little bit crazy, but This I find is very, very, very important, and I think could be of great use to many. And if we don't understand and rationalize fear as something that is more important than perhaps memorizing times tables and, things of that nature, we're doomed. You're doomed. Because fear will cripple you. Fear cripples most people. It's common knowledge that, people actually fear embarrassment. The fear of embarrassment, the fear of being judged, more than death itself. For anyone who understands the story of Adam and Eve, what happens when they eat the fruit? They become self-conscious, fearful of oh, I'm nude, fearful of what other people think. So rationalising fear has to be done at a young age. And, this was something that I thought and tried to do with my kids. And, it's just a shame that it wasn't supported enough from the other people that influenced my kids' life. But I think this is clever. I think that it's a necessary, step we have to take. We need to teach our children to understand fear and what that is, and that it's often, in fact, always just an illusion. So it's perfectly normal, and it's okay to feel fear, but if it's not rationalised, it's a delusion. So let's not be deluded. Let's not be delusional people. Let's be rational people. Because, if you're delusional, I'm sure you're in a psychiatric hospital. If you're seeing things that aren't there and having conversations with people that aren't there, it's kind of delusional. If you're, anyway, have a wonderful day.